Hey, what's up guys? Back with another video on my RX-8 R3, and not really anything RX-8 or rotary car specific in this video. It's concerning very common issues people seem to have, and lately people have been posting on the RX-8 pages that they've been having this issue too. So I just want to make this video for those people and anybody that has this issue in general with whatever car they have. And the issue is power loss, and no, I don't mean engine power loss. Electric power loss. Let me kind of show you what I mean. So the issue starts when you turn your key to the on position and you're about to start. Then you turn it to ignition, and then your car just shuts off and it dies, and you have no electric power. But before you do that, everything works electronically, as if nothing was wrong. But after you turn it to ignition, your power cuts off and then nothing works anymore. So let me go ahead and show you what caused it. Okay, so before you go any further, this is just where you want to start to troubleshoot this issue. But most of the time, what causes this is your negative battery terminal in a RX-8 Series 1 or 2. The negative battery terminal is the closest one to the front of the car, so this one. The issue is usually just a bad ground connection at your battery. If your ground is good on your battery and it's tight and no real issue there, then you want to look at other things like your starter ground connection or your engine ground connections. So just ground wires throughout the chassis, around the engine. So I just put over here, chassis bar goes across. If it's not this, then you want to look at other ground stuff like that. But anyway, I did have this issue, I want to say 3 or 4 days ago, and I also had the same issue in my RX-7 over here about a month and a half ago. It was the exact same thing, just a bad battery ground connection. And let's see, in this I just did a temporary fix where So I went to O'Reilly's and I picked up a couple things. First, battery terminals. Now these are not OEM, they're just generic, but they will do the job and they will work just fine because I've used these before. I use different style ones on the RX-7 because I use different style ones, but for RX-8s, you want to look for ones that have these little posts right here, and then, well, of course, something to clamp it onto the battery terminal. These little post protector things, or terminal protectors. You don't need to get these, but not too bad just to have them, and they're pretty cheap, and I don't know, I'll put them on. And then dielectric grease to protect your battery terminals from corrosion and stuff like that, because corrosion is definitely a cause of losing connectivity at your battery terminals and will definitely cause this issue if you don't do anything with that. If you have a lot of corrosion, actually I'll go ahead and show you the tool that I use. So for terminal corrosion, there's a couple tools you can use. You can use a regular wire brush. If you have a lot of corrosion, I'll show some pictures of what a lot of corrosion looks like, where it's not just on the terminal but around it. You'll definitely want to use a regular wire brush. But for the terminal itself, you can get these at AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Pep Boys, Napa, or whatever auto parts stores near you. They should have these. And it's basically a wire brush, but as you can see, it's inside of a cylinder. You just twist it around and it cleans up the terminal just fine. Let's see, a month or so ago when this happened on my RX-7, I used this and it gave me a temporary fix, but the terminals connectors themselves were bad, so I had to replace them, and I haven't had that issue since because it kept happening every other day. And well, yeah, that's what fixed it. But anyway, let's go ahead and install the terminal stuff. At this point in the video, I decided just to cut the audio off just because of the wind noise being so terrible. But anyway, you're just going to need a few basic tools. See a ratchet with a 12mm socket and just a standard crescent wrench, just something you can pick up at your local hardware store. Anyway, you just loosen it up, break the torque, and it should come off pretty easily. Now, my terminal wasn't tight because, well, it couldn't tighten anymore. I believe it was the wrong battery for the car. Not sure why the dealer put that in there, but it's there anyway. But something to keep in mind also when you take your negative battery terminal off, when you leave your positive connected, is that your ECU is going to be reset, so things like your full trim, your radio presets, your automatic windows, stuff like that. But nothing to worry about because it's actually a maintenance procedure in case any of those things are out of order. Next thing you want to do is you want to make sure your terminals are clean before you put your new terminal connector on. And here I'm going to use the wire brush, I forget what it's called, but that thing you see me using right here in the video. But yeah, just brush your terminal off, and that should clean it up and give a good connection once you put your new connector on. But yeah, that's it for this part of the video. Okay, so you can't really do this one-handed, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your new terminal and you're going to put your connectors on top of that, just like that. Then you're going to take your little twisty boy and just twist her on there, just like that. Just make sure it's fairly tight. You're not going to get it extremely tight. Put it on the terminal. Oh, actually, before I do that, I said I was going to put these on. Let's get that out of the package. Just going to put it down over the terminal. Nothing really hard to understand about that. Then, let's see, the nut on these is a half. So I'm going to take my half wrench and just tighten it like so. I shouldn't have to explain this to any of you, but I mean, there's always somebody, so whatever. No, I'm just gonna finish tightening this off camera. Okay, so new terminal connector's on. You see the little washer thingy underneath it. And now we're gonna take the electric grease, squeeze a little bit on top, and just smear it on top. And just smear it around wherever you want, really. Let's see, on the RX-7, I put it on the terminal itself where it clamps onto, and that gave me a couple issues. It shouldn't give you any issues, but I did that with the bad terminal connectors, so that might have been the issue there. But I just put it on top, and then should be fine. Now, I didn't replace this one because this one is perfectly fine, hasn't given me any issues at all. I'm going to go ahead and put some on top anyway, of the dielectric grease anyway. And that should help prevent corrosion and stuff like that. But, you know, eventually at some point, I'm probably going to install that if I feel like it, but I just don't right now. Anyway, let's go ahead and go inside the car. All right, let's go ahead and start it up. Alright, so a couple things you might notice right off the bat is that your trip counter thingy is reset and zeroed out. My radio is making some weird noises. I think it's the CD changer or something like that. But something else that'll also get reset is your radio presets, so like your radio stations, stuff like that. And then also your automatic windows, if your car is equipped with them, they won't do automatic window stuff. So what you need to do is put them both down, put them all the way up, okay, that one didn't reset. That one should do it. Oh, well, this one's working, but that one's not for some reason. But anyway, what you're normally supposed to do is push both windows all the way up and all the way down, or reverse, whatever. But yeah, that's basically how you reinitialize your automatic windows. Then of course your radio presets and stuff like that. Also, something to keep in mind: when your fuel trims get reset, your engine's gonna idle kind of rough, and you know, it's nothing to worry about. It's just the ECU relearning its fuel trims. And after you drive around for like 1, 2, 3 cycles or something like that, like turning the car on and off. Normally, you don't want to do on and off, just cold and stuff like that. That'd be bad. But yeah, after a few driving cycles, it should be fine, and your idle should go back to normal and be smooth again. But anyway, that's how you fix your random cutoff power stuff. Or if you're having that issue, that's how you fix it. If you found this video useful at all, or it helped you or somebody you know, go leave a comment, a like, and subscribe. It definitely helps me out. And if there's anything I could improve in this video or any of my other videos, if you watch any of those, I'd really appreciate any constructive criticism, whatever. But anyway, yeah, that's it. See ya.